Coming up, Dan and I go on our first date.
Where are we going?
No, here. We're just going to have it here, Dan.
Okay.
Again, a Non-Gay is a podcast from James Barr and Dan Hudson. Whether you identify as gay or non-gay, you'll totes be offended by this.
Why?
Oh, by the way, first an apology for never ever being able to release a podcast on time.
A podcast?
A what did I say?
A podcast.
A podcast? I don't know. I'm really tired.
A course in how to do podcasts.
Yeah, well, we bloody need one.
Welcome to a gay and a non-gay.
I'm actually really annoyed with Dan because today was meant to be our first date. We went for a mashed potato this week, didn't we?
Jacket potato, yeah.
Oh, sorry, jacket potato. That's true. At where were we? The BBC Club.
BBC Club.
BBC Club. Very glamorous.
Only the best £1 jacket potatoes.
£1 jacket potato
throughout January.
I don't think it was £1 though, was it? What was the total?
I think it's about £3 if
they
you
ripped
add.
you off, didn't they?
Well, if you just have a potato, it's £1.
Who the hell would just have a potato?
Well, that's a very good point.
It's pretty boring.
You could have just had one topping; it'd be £2, which is pretty good.
Cheese and beans is on top. That's £1 each for cheese and beans. That's kind of a rip-off, isn't it? And we decided when we were there, we were like, what should we do on the podcast? And I don't have a date for Valentine's, so I was like, let's have a date. Let's have our first date. We've known each other a long time. Maybe it's time to move things forward.
So we came up with this idea that we were going to have a date basically now. The time is 12 o'clock on a Saturday morning. And we were going to have a lunch date. I was going to get some wine.
I'm sure why the time is relevant.
I'm just explaining that it's lunchtime.
Well, also, it's not. How can it be 12 o'clock in the morning? That's not really. I mean, it's never 12 o'clock in the morning, is it? Unless it's the middle of the night.
I literally didn't say it was 12 o'clock in the morning.
You did. You said 12 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. That's exactly what you said.
Oh, right. Okay, fine. All right.
Such
okay.
an idiot.
Oh, God.
That makes absolutely no sense.
Sorry.
So it's not 12 o'clock in the morning. And anyway, it's not 12 o'clock now, is it? Look at your phone. It's like whatever time it is.
Well, that was because you were late.
It's podcast. I wasn't late.
Anyway.
I was 10 minutes late because I had to feed some cats.
Anyway.
Oh, you're not asking about the cats?
No, because
Why don't you want to know about the cats?
Okay, well, you obviously want to tell me about the cats.
I do. I want to tell you about it.
Okay, tell me about the cats.
I moved into my friend's house.
Why are you moving house every 10 minutes?
I don't know.
What's wrong with you?
I've got some issues. And
You're a nomad.
I've got some issues. Anyway, I feel very at home, but they've got cats and they're away this weekend, so I have the responsibility of having to look after them both. And oh my God, it's terrifying.
Why?
I'm so worried I'm going to come home and they'll either be gone or they'll have eaten themselves.
So you're living where? Brixton?
No, I live in the hills.
What the Tulse Hill?
Between Herne Hill and Tulse Hill.
Right, okay.
I'm calling it the hills. It sounds more fun.
Okay.
I live in the hills.
I lived in Brixton for a brief period, and I had to look after a cat.
Did you?
for a month, and I was like, what the fuck am I like? I literally wouldn't put myself in charge of that kind of
No,
thing.
it's terrifying, isn't it?
Because one morning I got up and had to have a shower, and the cat was in the shower, and I was like,
what, having a shower?
Well, I don't know what it was doing, but I couldn't. It was a really heavy cat, so I couldn't move it.
Wow. I'm surprised it let you go near it.
But anyway, I was like, I need a shower, and the cat wouldn't move.
Did you not just turn the shower on?
Well, no. Well, I did eventually, but for ages I was like, I have no idea whether cats can have a shower or not. Do you know what I mean?
Whether the cat's going to have a shower?
Yeah.
Of course it's not.
Of course it's not what?
Going to have a shower.
My point is, I didn't know whether it could literally have a shower or not, or whether the pressure of the water would kill it or something.
Right.
So I had to I was Googling it and nothing seemed to be a problem. Eventually I turned it on and then it jumped out straight away. So
what was your Google search specifically?
Well, I can't remember. It's about 7 years ago, but
Can I shower a cat?
Yeah, basically, yeah. Because you never know.
I'm interested to know what comes up if you do that.
Well, let's find out.
Can I shower? I mean, right, so yeah, we were going on this date and Dan's made no effort at all.
Well,
you're wearing this hideous hoodie.
I was running late for work, which was very early this morning, so I had to basically just go in what I slept in.
Running late for work translates as I didn't get up early enough, just FYI. You can't really run late for work if you've decided to run late for work.
Fine. Yes.
So here Dan is wearing this hoodie with my ex-employer's name scrolled across it. What a burn.
It's a really comfortable hoodie, though.
And it's got a coffee stain on it, and you haven't shaved, you haven't done your hair, and you're wearing tracky bottoms.
I did actually
and
have
not
to...
cool tracky bottoms that are in fashion, like ones from 10 years ago that are really baggy. Wow. Sorry, that was really aggressive. I'm very sorry.
I did have to take off the hoodie. Annoyingly, as I was about to leave the house, I realised I was wearing a Radio 1 hoodie, and I was like, shit, I've got to take this off. So
Why? Oh, because you were working at a different place?
I was working at the other place, yeah.
Oh, the other place.
I can't exactly. Also, at the other place, rule 1 of the other place is do not mention the BBC.
Really?
Also, to be fair, rule number 1 at the BBC is don't mention commercial that you used to work.
Oh,
commercial
someone
radio.
called me commercial radio last night.
Yeah, commercial radio is very much an insult at the BBC.
It's such a weird thing to say to someone.
Yeah.
I don't see why that's an insult. It's really funny.
Neither do I, actually.
And also, I think it's quite rude because everyone that works in commercial radio pays for the BBC. So
True.
there should not be this stupid, hate. Anyways, we're getting into some really deep subject here. But yeah, it does annoy me because I'm just like, I love the BBC. I pay for it. I'm really happy I pay for it.
You know, once the licence fee man came round, has that ever happened to you?
No.
When I was a student and living with 7 blokes, we all just forgot to pay the TV licence.
Oh, God.
And the TV licence man came. I remember this vividly because I was in bed. It was like 3 in the afternoon or something. I was having a nap. And my mate knocks on the door saying, the TV licence man is in the lounge. And I was like, well, why have you let him in, firstly? Because you don't have to let them in. But now you've let him in. And we've got, and he's like, have we got a TV licence? And I was like, I don't know.
Did he let you off?
Yeah, but the way that they speak to you is terrifying. Absolutely, you know that thing they do before they arrest you, where they say you don't have to say anything.
Yeah.
They say that to you, and you're like, whoa, 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 am I getting arrested? It's just an accident. I'll pay it. I did literally pay it then, there and then, the whole thing. Because I was
he had you coming. He saw you coming.
What do you mean he saw me coming?
Well, no, it's they're just trying to scare you. Aren't they?
You would have absolutely shit your pants as well.
Please, I'm quite mask. I
What,
wouldn't.
If the TV realised...
Maybe he just wanted a shower with the cat.
If someone came around your house and started saying you didn't have to say anything but it
Anyway,
may harm your
look,
defence, all that stuff, I was
I think it was quite hot, actually.
So we were supposed to have a date, but I texted James at 11 saying, are we still on for the date? James said, no, because I've got one at 1, basically.
Yeah,
so
I did actually have one at 1.
And he said,
I do have one at 1.
James said, also it's a bit early for wine and stuff.
Basically, I was like, yeah, we'll have a date, but I have an actual date afterwards, so I can't have wine and I don't want to eat.
Yeah.
So this date now is just us sitting in a room with a glass of water.
Well, no, because James said he was going to provide some juice.
Yeah, I thought we'd get some schlur, but I didn't.
He didn't do that.
I didn't get time
either.
I didn't think.
So that's Valentine's done.
But
Thanks,
but we'll have our date. It's going to be really great. Apparently, this is the best way to do a first date. A group of psychologists have come up with the 36 questions that lead to love. So supposedly, if you ask these 36 questions, then you will fall in love with the person.
Right.
Isn't that amazing?
Are we doing all 36?
I'm not sure we'll have time. We could do 2 dates.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so, and then maybe on the second date, I will get wine. If you're lucky, I might put out. Ooh. Okay, so are you ready?
Yes.
Do you want to do this?
Part 1.
This might be excruciating to listen to.
It can't be any more excruciating than some of our previous podcasts, so...
Okay, so number 1. Given the choice of anyone in the world, whom would you want as a dinner guest? And by the way, let us know if you have any thoughts to any of these questions. Tweet at NonGay. Dan, whom would you have as a dinner guest out of anyone in the world?
I would have former US President Barack Obama.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would you explain that? And then I'll tell you who I think I'd have.
I actually don't want to even go down that road because I'll just get really angry about the current president.
I'd have Donald Trump. No, I'm joking. I definitely wouldn't. Who would I have? I think I'd have someone really hot, like Zac Efron, so I could just flirt with him.
Do you not think former President Barack Obama is hot?
He's good looking. He's a daddy, but I don't know if I'd... I'm surprised you didn't say Bruce Springsteen, actually.
Yeah, well, it's a bit obvious, isn't it?
No, not really. He's your number 1.
I'd rather meet Obama than Springsteen.
Yeah, same. I genuinely think I'd probably invite someone like Jonathan Ross, who I think is a great broadcaster, someone that I'm really interested by. Right, okay. So I can be talking to them about that kind of thing. Yeah. I think that would be really cool.
He might think you're a bit commercial radio.
Fuck off. Number 2. Before making a telephone call, do you ever rehearse what you're going to say?
I hardly ever make telephone calls. If I do, then yeah, I probably would, because I only do them when I absolutely have to. Well, you asked them...
I know, sorry, this is what's on the list.
Ask a stupid question, you get a stupid answer. What's your answer?
I know, I genuinely was yawning. Yeah, no, never. I don't think so. I don't know if I want to... I don't know if I like this date. I'm not really enjoying it. What would you be like on it? It's probably been a while since you've been on a first date.
Well, it's probably been a while.
You're not very flirty with me.
Well,
you don't seem that interested.
You should have brought the
You're
wine.
Not even looking in my eyes.
You should have brought the wine.
Do you fancy me? Can you imagine if I asked out on a date? Hello, do you fancy me? Because I'm not feeling it. I would probably say that, actually. I've kind of got to this stage where I don't really give a fuck anymore.
Really?
So I think if I thought it was going badly, I'd be like, this date's going really shit, isn't it? Like, what's going on with you? What's your deal?
It's very Partridge.
What? To say that?
Yeah, it's like, do
Is
you
it?
like me sex-wise?
I would never say that. Okay, I might. Do you like me sex-wise? That's gross. Tell your partner something that you like about them already. God, this will be hard.
Lol. Well, go on, you go first then.
God. I like...
This is like when Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump
it is, isn't it?
had to think of something, and Hillary was just like, oh, I like his kids. Like, total get out.
That is so funny. I like...
Come on, James. We haven't
No,
got a
I mean,
day.
am I going to be really... Do I have to be really nice? Do you think...
Well,
I'm going to say something really nice to you, and then you're going to come back at me with something really flat and shit. I really like how liberal you are and how very unexpected... Sorry, I don't... How do I word this? Because I'm a bit... I can't intelligently say what I'm trying to say.
James is in a fluster.
I'm really like... I had to close my eyes so I don't look at Dan. Don't look at me. I really like... you know when you don't want someone to look at you because you're like, I'm embarrassed. I really like how... Yeah, I like how liberal you are, and I like how accepting you are of other people and other... like values, religion, sexuality. Like, I don't think I've ever met anyone that I am so juxtaposed by in terms of what you look like and how you seem versus who you are.
Okay.
Is that a nice thing to say?
Yeah, that's really nice.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's really nice to say.
What do you like about me?
I think we're getting on a bit with this, actually, so you've got a date at 1:30. We'll see you next week.
I mean,
Mic drop.
can we get the bill, please?
Yeah, I've got a voucher. It's O2 priority. I like how driven you are about moving forward in life, etc. And that despite seeming quite lazy on the outside, you're obviously quite on the inside are quite determined and hardworking and driven and creative and all the rest of it, which is a massive rarity in the industry that we work in. So
Is it?
There we go. Yeah.
Thank you, Dan. Can I cross-examine that? Why do I seem lazy?
just do you want to upload the podcast?
No.
What exactly?
I can kind of understand what you mean. Like, I probably seem... I don't think it's lazy. I think it's flaky, perhaps. that you're really into. I'm not really flaky. I'm just a bit all over the place because I have too many things going on.
Okay.
And I keep thinking, like, I just wish I had one thing to focus on rather than, like, 8. But I kind of need those 8 spinning at the minute to get where I want to go. But yeah, thank you, Dan. That's lovely. Right. Well.
Enjoy your date.
What? Oh, the other date. Yeah, thanks very much. Hopefully they'll put out.
If you want more, subscribe at gaynongay.com or on iTunes or, whoever your favourite podcast supplier is. Kisses. Mwah.